When the fetus is ready to enter the world, the long-awaited childbirth process begins. Let's take a first-hand look at an actual birth through the eyes of one young couple, Gina and Lindri.
Michelle was the midwife from Dr. Sorga's practice who was on duty that night. She was great, and so was Susan, one of the other nurses who helped us in labor. Their support meant a lot because Gina had a cesarean before, and this time we wanted to do everything we possibly could to avoid having another operation.
Okay, Gina, before you have another contraction, I want to do a vaginal exam.
Okay. All right. You're about 4 centimeters, 4 to 5, okay? It's about 80% effaced, so it's almost thinned out, all right? And the head is a 0 station, okay? So it's slightly posterior, but it's doing really, really well. It's a good start, okay?
Okay, Gina, we're going to do about 20 minutes of fetal monitoring, then you can get up. Moving around will help turn the baby's head.
Okay. Can I get you something to drink? Do you want some juice, some ginger ale? At least some ice chips. You can keep giving her a mouthful of ice chips. She'll help replace all those fluids.
While we were still on the fetal monitor, Dr. Sorga came by to see how we were doing. It was nice to see him because he had been with us in labor before, and he'd known Gina for a long time. He'd gotten a report from Michelle, so he knew about the position of the baby's head. He gave us some good ideas for dealing with the back pressure Gina was starting to feel.
You know, the baby is posterior again, Michelle tells me.
Yes.
So it's going to be another toughie, and I want you to anticipate that it may not be easy, just like last time, and you may say, do my C-section now, and I'm going to say, no, if you make progress. That's your heparin lock, huh?
Yeah.
And you know what a heparin lock is, right? It's the thing that enables us to quickly get an IV in there without having to fumble for a vein in case there was something wrong. All right, that's it. Breathe into the pain. Go with it. Just as if you were aiming your breath at where the pain is. Breathe toward the pain inside, right? All right. And think of the cervix opening of the baby coming down. All right, Gina. Do you need pressure and back rub? You know what's really good for back labor? That is being on all fours. Go on all fours. Just try it once.
After I finish.
After you finish? All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Sorga was right. Gina's back hurt less when she got on her knees and leaned into the back of the bed. But you know, it's hard. It's really hard knowing someone you love is feeling pain. I felt powerless to help sometimes, and that wasn't a good feeling. I liked it a lot better when I could do something, so I was really glad when Michelle suggested that walking around might get the contractions going again. It felt like we walked down every hallway in that whole hospital. And moving around did seem to help Gina's back. Sometimes Michelle or Susan walked with us to see how things were going and to help us through a couple of contractions. One thing that amazed me was that in between contractions, Gina was her funny, easygoing self, like nothing unusual was happening. After a couple of hours, the contractions were coming closer together. We were sure we'd made good progress and thought it wouldn't be long before our baby would be born.
Deep breath in. All right. You've made some progress. Good progress. You're 5.
What?
5 centimeters.
Tell me again.
5 centimeters.
No.
Yes.
That's all? I was
That's
5.
good. I know, but it was
It's
tight.
not
It's
good.
stretchy. It's stretchy.
No, no, I
Second,
can't.
Gina, just stretchy.
No, it's not.
Uh-huh.
No, it can't be 5. I was 5.
But it's anterior.
Hearing the number 5 brought back all the old memories for both of us, because that's how far we were when Gina had the cesarean.
The cervix doesn't open until it thins. It's finally thinned out, all right?
Oh,
But listen, really, so the progression has just not been opening, all right? It had to be thin before it'll open, all right?
Yeah.
You know when it's hard, you get discouraged. You think you can't do it. Especially when it's a VBAC, you think you can't, right? And you really can. You want someone to say it's going to be soon. So we just take each one as they come. You're doing very well. And that head is so low. That's what's causing all the pain on the cervix. Lots of pressure there. You're really doing fine.
We take each one as they come, right?
I feel like I'm not getting anywhere.
It's a little at a time. Did it last time. And this is the last time too.
Okay. Don't lean on my body. Sorry.
Gina got so caught up with the numbers that it took her a while to hear what Michelle was saying, that this was not failure to progress like before with the cesarean. This time, she really was making progress. I think when she heard that, she was back in for the duration. While her membranes were still intact, the jacuzzi really helped Gina relax and made the pressure on her back easier to deal with too. And I don't know, changing positions more often seemed to speed things up, or at least it made it seem like time was going faster. After we got in and out of the jacuzzi a couple of times, Gina started getting contractions without much of a break in between. Then she said she was feeling a lot of pressure. Michelle thought it was time to do another exam.
Some slow, easy breaths, right?
Gina was fully dilated, and Michelle said she could push as soon as she felt the urge.
Come on, guys.
All right.
It's time.
That's it? Okay.
Come on.
It's like you're going full back.
Okay. Come forward all the way. That's it. Good. Now go ahead. On your knee. Come forward on your feet. Okay.
Good. Those are good sounds.
Go easy.
Good,
That's
Gina.
it. That's
Slow it out. Take another good breath. Good. Good. Almost there. I'm putting some oil there. It'll help you stretch.
Okay. Takes a couple of deep breaths. Let it go. Another deep breath.
Ease it. Ease the baby out with little
Come on,
pushes.
you can do it.
Beautiful. The baby's head is right there, Gina. Beautiful. That's it. Give one little push.
Wait. I want to push it.
Go ahead. Give it another push. That's it. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Great. Oh, the baby's coming up to
Oh
you.
my God. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Here, Liz.
I guess I didn't know how I'd feel when Christopher was born, but the truth is, I was just as excited as before. Looking at that healthy, beautiful baby, I just felt so grateful. Maybe because this was really our first whole labor together. It felt great to know we could do it.
I didn't think I was gonna do it.
And proud. You know, I think that's what I felt most of all. Proud of this beautiful baby and Gina too. She may have doubted it from time to time, but she made up her mind she wanted to do something, and she did it. I got a new kind of respect for her that day.
There is little denying that the last hours of pregnancy are challenging ones. Laboring to bring a child into the world is an experience unlike any other. But despite the fact that much about labor is hard to predict, it is possible to prepare for it. It takes time and practice, but learning ways to handle the tasks of labor and informing yourself about the options you have and the decisions you may face are worth the effort. Try to keep in mind that although there is pain in childbirth, it is pain with a purpose. When the moment finally arrives and you are holding your child for the first time, the work of bringing him into the world will begin to fade into memory. Now, your baby will draw you into a relationship unlike any you've ever known.